Hi, my name is Sam Stewart, and I will be doing this discussion board forum on the ASCA, the School Counselors Professional Standards and Compliance Outline. This document was written to help with school counselors and grades K through 12. Its audience are counselors, administrators, and counseling educational programs. It's organized by mindset and behavioral standards and compliances. Surprises that I found when reviewing the document. Leadership. I thought there was a very strong section on leadership. I was very impressed with this. This would have been section BTAC PF7 for reference. It was very well thought out, including some of the best practices and the nuances of leadership, which they didn't have to include, but they did. Examples of that are applying a model of leadership for school counselors, identifying formal and informal leadership sources, and leadership in a crisis plan, which we all know in this era is very, very important. Having a crisis plan in our schools, in our communities, and then serving as a leader in the community is very important as well. So I thought that was just great. Now moving on anything in the info that I thought was missing. Some of the bedrock of counseling is empathy and humility and compassion. These soft skills that are required, and I didn't see these soft skills mentioned in the document. I did a document scan. I thought in sections where they discussed that a counselor is a role model, that this could have been mentioned, and it would have strengthened or set a tone for and reflection of what counselors exhibit. In ethical practices, BTAC PF3 covered this, and generally it was about obeying ethical and statutory confidentiality, informed consent, consulting with inside and outside sources for legal and ethical questions, being a model of ethical behavior, which connects to what I said about what I thought was missing, and then continuing with professional development and being guided by ethics. Similarities across the sources. So the code for test taking, this is a narrow focus of test taking. This particular document, it just covers when a test taker is in that zone, and it reviewed the administrative and scoring tests, informing test takers, and then reporting and interpreting test take. So a big difference there is that the school counseling document is very broad scope, setting the tone, and then the code for test taking is about this small test-taking action. The ACA Code of Ethics, I thought that was the most similar to the document that I reviewed. Again, broad in scope, covering ethical obligations of ACA members. It's considered an ethical guide. It supports the mission of the ACA. For the rights of the test taker, this article includes the rights and responsibilities of all the parties involved in a test. So the life cycle from the manufacturer of the test, the administrator, and then the test taker. This sort of sets the tone for that test takers have the right to a comfortable test-taking environment, such as the Wechsler test. Those administrators are prodded to relationship build and make it a comfortable environment. So that is a difference from the school counseling, in that school counseling is more of a broad scope, and the test taker rights are more about when the test taker is in that moment of action taking their test. So that's what I have. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.